Hello everyone, my name is Evelyn Situmorang. I'm an English literature student at University of Sumatera Utara, and in this video I'm going to talk about sociolinguistics. Language is actually a social, cultural, geographical phenomenon. There is a deep relationship within language and society. It is in society where humans acquires and uses language. Therefore, there is a study of language as part of culture and society that is called sociolinguistics. It is the study of how language functions according to the speaker, the hearer, their relationships, the context and the situations, the topic of discourse, the purpose of discourse, and the form of discourse. It studies the causes and consequences of linguistic behaviors in human societies. The scope of sociolinguistics is the interactions of language and various sociologically definable variables such as social class, demographic, geographic, status and roles of speaker or hearer, and etc. It incorporates every aspect of the structure and use of language that relates to its social and cultural functions. Language varies from region to region, class to class, profession to profession, person to person, and even situation to situation. Sociolinguistics tends to describe these variations in language with reference to their relationship with society. Generally, there are 6 major language varieties, namely IDIOLECT, registers, DIGLOSSIA, PIDGIN, LINGUA FRANCA, and Esperanto. I will explain briefly one by one. Every person has differences with people around him. From eating habits to dressing, everyone has some quite unique features. The same is the case with individual language use. Every individual has some idiosyncratic linguistic features in her or his language use. These personal linguistic features are known as idiolect. For instance, some individuals use lower pitch, and some others speak with higher pitch. Human beings are not static. Their thinking, choice, behavior vary according to the need and situations. As they adapt their behavior according to the situations, they adapt their language. This adaptation of language according to situations, context, and purpose forms a variety of language that is called register. For example, a doctor's communications with other doctors will be containing more medical terminology. In other words, he will be using medical register. However, the same doctor will communicate with his patient in as simple language as possible. He will not use the medical register with his patient because the patient will not understand him. Diglossia is a relatively stable language situation in which, in addition to the primary dialect of the language, which may include standard or regional standards, there is very highly codified, often grammatically complex, superposed variety. Arabic-speaking countries are the best example of diglossia. Pidgin is an odd mixture of 2 languages, which cannot be said a divergent variety of a language, but of 2 or more languages. Here, languages mixed up oddly that from morphemes to sentence structure reduces and mingles strangely. For instance, Chinglish or Chinese English. Lingua franca is any interlanguage used beyond its native speaker for the sake of communication between speech communities having different languages. There are many languages which have served as lingua franca during the course of history. For instance, during the domination of Roman Empire, the lingua franca was Latin in the east and Greek in the west. And now, English has occupied this place and is serving as diplomatic and commerce language around the globe. Esperanto is a blend language intended for use between people who speak different native languages, being the property of no particular group of people, and therefore the equal property of everybody. Esperanto is particularly prevalent in the northern and eastern countries of Europe, in China, Japan, Korea within Asia, in Brazil, Argentina, and Mexico within the Americas, and in Togo and Madagascar in Africa. Finally, in a country or speech community where different dialects are in use, growth as standard form is a matter of social acceptance and sanction. A standard dialect has the highest status in a community or nation and is usually based on the speech and writing of educated native speaker of the language. It is this variety that is taught in school, described in dictionaries and grammars, and taught to the non-native speakers. For instance, the Standard American English in United States and Standard British English in United Kingdom. I think that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.